Good morning. Welcome all to our worship service at Central Unitarian Church. My name is Alie Wechsler, and I am the Director of Family Faith Formation here at CUC. I am joined this morning for our all-ages service by Reverend Andrée Cornelia, our minister. During today's service, we will be exploring the healing power of gratitude through words, song, and a story we'll be sharing about a mysterious tree loved by the people of a village where it grows. Our story was written by Reverend Lynn Gardner and will be woven throughout the service. We'll also spend some time considering and sharing our own gratitudes later in service. CUC is an inclusive community of all ages, which embraces diversity in identity, expression, and spiritual belief. We gather each Sunday in worship to find inspiration, hope, and renewal among this community of like-hearted individuals.
If you're visiting us in person, please be sure to say hello to one of our welcome hosts, Patricia Joseph, and where's Jeff? Jeff Merrigan, Jeff over there. If you're visiting online, please be sure to click on the link provided in the chat and sign our guest book. We invite you to stay after service for coffee, conversation, and connection in this same space. And as we prepare to begin our service this morning, we ask those in person to please silence your electronic devices. We have a few announcements I want to share this morning. First, a reminder of our upcoming Blue Holiday service. Join the pastoral care team and me on Tuesday, December 3rd at 7 p.m. here in the clubhouse or online for our Blue Holiday service. This is a holiday gathering to remember CUC members, personal friends, or family whom we have lost in the last year or so. Please bring a photo or a memento of a loved one that you can share during the service. All are welcome to attend, and our pastoral care team will host a light reception following the service. Also, the Women's Alliance of CUC invites all CUC members to a holiday luncheon on Wednesday, December 4th from noon to 2 p.m. here in the clubhouse. We plan delicious food and wonderful companionship. Please contact Evelyn Stockfus if you have questions and would like to attend. Also, please mark your calendars for the annual CUC Holiday Craft Fair coming back again this year on Sunday, December 8th, following service here in the clubhouse. Please do invite family and friends from outside the congregation to come join us to enjoy in some craft making and fun. A few other things I also want to mention. The outreach auction is beginning. It's online this year. It begins on December 7th. Did I get that right, Jeff? December 7th. Awesome. It's online. You should have received some information in our emails about it. If you need additional information and if you'd like to donate items, please see Jeff Merrigan, who's in the back. Another announcement I wanted to make is we have officially selected a contractor for beginning our work on 36 Bergen. Yay! There's a contract signed, there's a deposit that's been given, and they're working through the permitting process, but our hopes are that they will begin construction on our new building the week after Thanksgiving. Whoa. So keep an eye on updates that will be in our monthly bulletin. Our project manager, Victor Sierra, is providing monthly updates, so there'll be one in the December bulletin, and we're trying to schedule another congregational meeting soon to bring in some updates and some questions we want to review with all of you. So exciting progress there. And then finally, there's one other announcement that I was going to turn over to Elizabeth Stewart to make. Elizabeth.
Can I use this one?
It should be, yes.
So why don't you use that one? It's more closer to your height.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No?
Try again.
Testing.
There you go.
Yeah, good.
Okay. As you probably all have read in the weekly news bulletin that comes out every Thursday, there is an invitation to us for a longevity luncheon. Basically, the age requirement is 70 and up, but They will take people who are a little bit under 70. So anyway, this is not one of those luncheons where you all hang out and talk about your aches and pains and, watch videos on how many vitamins you should take and all these exercises you have to do. It's not that kind of a thing. It's more of a celebration of the journeys that we have taken during our lives. It's a luncheon, there'll be entertainment, then there's a video that's planned, and basically it's a celebration. It's a coming together of people like us. I don't want to exclude anybody, that's not the point, but you know how that goes. Unfortunately, it's December 8th, which is the same time as the craft thing that's here. But you know what? It starts at 2 o'clock. So you'll probably have time to go to the craft, then go over to Ridgewood,
Plenty of
have a
time.
wonderful catered lunch, and have a good time with people your own age. So if, yeah, right? So if you want to, I hope you can go. Already we have like 5, 6 people signed up from CUC. The deadline for signing up is December 1st, and you can sign up directly through that Thursday newsletter. There's a link, and the lady who's in charge, her name is Georgetta Walsh, and you just send an email directly to her through the link that you want to come. Or you can just tell me you want to come and I'll sign up for you. So I think I'd love to see all of you there. It's a good link to our sister congregation over in Ridgewood.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So let us move more formally into our time of worship. Turn to those near you and offer everybody a warm welcome this morning. Welcome. Our opening words this morning are by the Reverend Angela Herrera. Don't leave your broken heart at the door. Bring it to the altar of life. Don't leave your anger behind. It has high standards, and the world needs vision. Bring them with you, and your joy, and your passion. Bring your loving and your courage and your conviction. Bring your need for healing and your power to heal. There is work to do, and you have all that you need to do it right here in this room. I invite you to rise and body your spirit for our opening hymn. We give thanks. It's 1010 in the Teal hymnal. Lyrics will also be up on the screen.
Far away, for this
sometimes our digital library gives us a surprise and an extra verse that's not in our hymnal, so we roll with it.
Please join me in saying our chalice lighting words, which are based on CUC's vision statement. We light this chalice to remind us of our dreams, to nourish our heart, mind, and spirit, to work towards a better world for all, to embrace the whole of our human experience, to honor our past and our gifts of the present, to create a community where each of us may find healing, transformation, and hope. The tree stood in the middle of the village. Its trunk was so large that it took 6 people holding hands to reach around it. The roots were strong and wide, and its branches spread out over the village square, offering shelter from the rain or shade from the summer sun. Its fruit was juicy, sweet, and plentiful. The people of the village loved the tree. Children played beneath it and climbed its lowest branches. Young people knew that if you whispered your dreams to the tree, they were more likely to come true. People who proclaimed their love or friendship for one another beneath its branches found their relationships to be nourishing, and elders discovered that their sweetest memories could be counted on when they were near the great tree. The tree had been witness to so much, and when the breezes blew through the leaves, one could hear echoes of generations, laughter, conversation, dreams, prayers, and songs. Animals loved the tree too. Rabbits lived in burrows under the roots, squirrels and monkeys lived in the branches, and bats and birds flew in to eat the abundant fruit. The tree seemed to buzz with life. One day, a traveling merchant arrived in the village. He rested in the shade and ate 2 pieces of delicious fruit. As he did, a villager approached.
This fruit is incredible. I'd like to sell some in the next villages that I visit. Who owns this tree?
No one owns this tree. If anything, we belong to it.
Well, if no one owns this tree, then no one will mind if I pick the fruit.
We will pause our story here for a moment as the merchant fills his basket with fruit in front of the villager. What will he do with all this fruit? What did the villager mean when she said that the village belongs to the tree? We'll find out as our story continues later in our service.
We are not alone. Our lives are built on shared commitments, giving and receiving together. Our congregation serves as a place where we intentionally practice this shared living, interdependence in a culture that overemphasizes independence. One of the ways we practice our interdependence is through our congregation's finances, which depend on the generous contribution of members and friends. We pause each week to recognize this particular form of sharing, each of us giving what we can in order to support the mission of Central Unitarian Church. Your financial contribution helps each and every one of us grow, to serve, and most importantly, to live lives centered on love. Our offering will now be gratefully received.
Okay.
See
Please join me in saying our dedication words based on CUC's mission statement. We dedicate these gifts in the service of our mission to welcome all into a home of spiritual diversity that challenges us to become our best selves, to minister to one another in love, and to serve the greater community.
Let us return now to our story. Our traveling merchant has decided that he can take whatever fruit he wants.
If no one owns the tree, then no one will mind if I pick the fruit.
I mind, and today I'm the keeper of the tree.
What do you mean, keeper of the tree?
We each take our turn being here with the tree. We could never own it. We are here as protectors, as sustainers.
That's ridiculous. This tree doesn't need you. You could just take what you need, take what you want, and the tree will continue.
But the villager couldn't be persuaded.
Sir, this tree isn't like that. We don't come here to take from it. Even though we receive much, we are keepers of the tree because this is where we are nourished. This is where some of our most precious memories are and where our people have dreamed. This is where we remember who we want to become.
Well, you may think this tree is very special, but it still doesn't need you to sit with it. That's preposterous.
Ah, the tree itself may not need me, but what of others who come by? Just this morning, I sat with a woman whose heart was heavy with worry. Had I not been here, she would have had to carry that weight alone. And this afternoon, a tired couple came by, and they rested with me. They said they had been looking for a place like this. And then an elder came by, and we watched the birds in the branches together. And now you are here. You were confused about what the tree is and how to be with it. Imagine if you had arrived and not found anyone here to talk with. You might have continued thinking that everything you do is all about you. Luckily for you, my friend, I'm here to let you know that when you care for the tree of life, it becomes so much more than just about you.
And the merchant sat for a while in the shade, thinking about these ideas that felt new and a little challenging.
Now we enter into a time of meditation, taking a moment to share our joys and sorrows. This is something we do each week as a way of caring for each other. I have a number of written joys and sorrows that I will share out loud. For those of you that are online, if you take a moment now to write any joys or sorrows in the chat, I will read those out loud. And then I'll invite you here to speak out loud into the room the names of anybody else you are holding in your heart this morning. So let us quiet ourselves in order to enter into this space of holy listening. Let us breathe in a breath of life and breathe out a breath of peace as we prepare to receive the joys and sorrows for this community for today, Sunday, November 24th, 2024. I invite you now to share out loud the name of anybody else you are holding in your heart this morning. May all these joys and all these sorrows, both spoken and unspoken, be held in our hearts with love as we enter into a moment of silence. Spirit of life, we gather this week of Thanksgiving, a time traditionally set aside for us to count our blessings and share our gratitudes for all that is life. Such a ritual comes easier to some than others. Such a ritual feels impossible to many, especially for those who have experienced a rupture in our families due to conflict or sickness or death, especially those whose lives remain at risk due to the hatred and violence in this world. May we remember, even when we're feeling the weight of the world, even when we're feeling disconnected and lonely, we may still find gratitude. From the smallest moment, the rising sun, the smile of a child, the helping hand of a stranger, to the largest moment, another birthday, an anniversary, a career milestone, recovery from illnesses. All these sources of gratitude constantly surround us. And for those who struggle to find these gratitudes, the rest of us are called to help them find it. And so many, as with so many aspects of our living, this work can't be done alone. So may we practice gratitude together this holiday week and every week. Blessed be, and amen. And I invite you to remain seated for our next hymn, There's More Love Somewhere, 95 in the gray hymnal.
What do you suppose happened to our traveling merchant after the conversation with the villager? We heard the villager explain how the whole village cared for the tree, and the villager explained that when you care for the tree of life, it becomes so much more than just about you. As the sun went down, the merchant picked up his bag and headed out of town, whistling a song that he hadn't thought in years. On his way, he shared a smile with each person he met, his heart feeling strangely light and joyful. And the people of the village, they continued to sustain the tree of life, to care for one another and to share its gifts with grace and gratitude. And may it be for each of us.
One of the themes for our story this morning is gratitude. The village was grateful for the tree and the gifts that it provided them. And the traveling merchant experienced gratitude and spread it with others as he continued his travels. Now we're going to spend some time cultivating our own tree of life and spreading our gratitudes with each other. Each of you should have a leaf that was provided before service. If you don't have a leaf and a pen, please raise your hand. We have more leaves. We have more leaves. It is all good. For those that didn't get a leaf, please raise a hand, and Alie will get you a leaf and a pen.
There is more leaves.
There's more leaves somewhere. Exactly. Thank you, John. And we're going to take a little moment to pause for considering our gratitude. What is something that you are grateful for? Think of something that you are grateful for and use your pen to write it down on your tree leaf. We're going to pause while you do that, and while some of you get leaves and pens, what is something that you are grateful for? We're coming. Anyone else need a leaf? Right, what is something you are grateful for? Everybody have something written? Does people need a little bit more time? Anybody need? Okay, a couple, 1 more minute. Okay. So what we're going to do. I'm going to give you the instructions first, so don't take the first part and start running to do it. Listen to me first, okay? Okay. First thing I'm going to ask you to do is find somebody in this room that you either don't already know or you don't know well, and exchange your leaf with them and verbally share with them what your gratitude is. So share your gratitude with somebody else. Hang on a second. Preferably do it with somebody you don't know or don't know well. And then once you've done that, take the other person's leaf, because you'll do it together, so you both exchange together. Take that other person's leaf and bring it up here to hang on our tree. Some of you have felt leaves with a little Velcro on the back. It should go directly on the tree. Alie and I will help you. Others where that isn't the case, you have paper leaves, we have some sticky dots. So Alie and I will help you affix them. So the first part is finding somebody to share your gratitude with, and then gently carry that person's gratitude and add it up here to our tree. Now you can go.
Why don't you?
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Alex, you took a question about these.
Oh, yeah. I trust you. Oh, no, we're not online. I'm done.
I think I just took the one.
It's all right. How are you?
Hello.
Joe the visitor.
It was easy for you. It was hard for me.
To find someone you didn't know.
Were you guys
Westwood. Right down the street. We're walking past that thing that's getting renovated. So that's funny.
That's what we were talking about today. My wife was kind of helping run that.
Oh, really? That'll be great.
It'll take about a year probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my third time. I brought my name tag home by accident. I left it in other bags. I almost wrote that, and I wrote but this one says family. You're good. That's right. No, I actually wrote four things: family, friends, books, and music. Okay. We're very grateful.
You're trying to get back in. Great.
I don't know. It might be.
It's the hardest thing is not knowing.
Lively group this morning. Last year, I led a journaling group here at CUC that focused on gratitude as a spiritual practice. We had a simple instruction, which was to try to write down 5 things you're grateful for every day. There's quite a number of us here. How easy was that exercise for those that participated in that? Yeah, I know we all had our ups and downs. I practiced this with my 12-year-old Parker this summer as well. Each day we both took out our journals and wrote 5 things we were grateful for. Some days he eagerly opened up that journal and he wrote down his 5 things, and some days he opened the journal and he just stared at the blank page and was like, "Ugh, I don't know. Nothing happened today. I don't have anything to write down." And so I'd sometimes offer him a suggestion. "Oh yeah, that's right." And he'd write that down. And I think as the adults in the group that I was with last year, I think we experienced a similar thing. Sometimes your mind just blanks, and other times it comes easily. But we also discovered that the longer you do it, the easier it gets. It was a reminder that our lives are often filled with things to be grateful for. We're just not used to practicing gratitude, especially in our culture where we have these news feeds that don't really help. So many at this time have been talking to me about the ways in which they need to manage their news intake, especially over these last few months before and after the election. And the question I've been getting from a lot of folks is, how do I keep informed without riding the waves of anxiety and fear that are served up by our news feeds every day? We don't want to stick our heads in the sand, but we also don't want to ignore the world around us, but we also don't want the weight of the world to crush us, right? This actually all came up this week in a pastoral care discussion too with the pastoral care group. We were talking about this exact topic. Yet it's exactly at times like this that we need gratitude the most. This gratitude isn't just helpful in those small moments. Gratitude can actually be really helpful in those big, big, heavy, weighty moments. This Wednesday evening, about 50 people gathered here in this space and online for the Transgender Day of Remembrance service that we ran along with Bergen LGBTQ Alliance, Paramus PFLAG, and Westwood Pride. This internationally recognized day started in 1999 and has taken place for 25 years as a way of honoring those trans lives that have been lost to hatred and violence in the last year. And on Wednesday, we shared the names and lit candles for 114 people. And unfortunately, 114 is a typical number, and that's just the domestic number. Internationally, it's much higher. And we all felt the weight in that service from all the anti-trans violence, but also the rhetoric that's coming from all directions, especially for those who have been in power and many of those who are now elected into power. There were tears in this service, there was mourning, but there was also intentionally a lot of joy in the room. Because many of us gathered here had shared their experiences, and we truly felt grateful for being together in community. Because gratitude can be especially important at times of struggle, even in the face of death as was this case. And even outside of the service, I would say some of the greatest moments of gratitude I've witnessed have been actually at memorial services and even sitting at the bedside of a beloved who is passing away. In those moments of intense sadness, there's also alongside it a gratitude for a life lived, a gratitude for a connection to those individuals. So gratitude can live alongside many different feelings, including grief and pain. And that, I believe, is because gratitude really holds a deep power to heal. Life is rarely ever all joy or all pain, although it can feel like that sometimes, especially when so much of the world and even our lives feel bleak or downright impossible. In those times, even accessing a small part of gratitude, even accessing just a little bit, can help us open our hearts, and help us find some hope, and help us find resilience. And that's important. That is the healing experience of gratitude. You know, it's like there's different medications, right? There's medications you can take and they almost instantly start working. And there's medications that you really aren't going to notice the effects, the positive effects, until you've had it in your system for a while. Gratitude can work both ways. It can sometimes really be that quick, hey, I needed that reminder. But practicing gratitude regularly can also be like that medication that you're taking a little in every day. And so when you're facing big struggles, you already have that gratitude in your system, in your heart. And it's helping provide you resilience moving forward. And another big power of gratitude is that we can share it, right? Just like the villagers were protecting and watching over their tree, and they can ensure that the tree continued to live on and share its gifts with others. They were ensuring that everyone in the village, and even the stranger passing through, continued to have access to it. That sharing boosts the power of that tree, or in this case, gratitude for everyone involved. How did it feel to share your gratitude with somebody in this room that you didn't know? There's a power in that. And then carrying another person's gratitude up here to be able to be shared. Each of us enters this holiday week with a different set of expectations. Some of us are happily anticipating the gathering together with loving family. Some of us may be feeling grief of gathering without a beloved whom we have lost. Or we may be anxious about conflict and polarization that may be served up by friends and family at our meal. We might be dreading the holiday alone. Or it just may plain be hard for us to get through. Whatever our expectations or experiences this week, gratitude remains possible, even in small doses. May we keep our hearts open for it. May we readily share it with others. And so together, may we sustain the tree of life.
Please join me in saying our chalice extinguishing words based on CUC's covenant. We extinguish this chalice flame, but not our promise to each other, to act with grace, to hold each other in love, to serve this community and our world. This promise of the heart serves as a reminder of how we live together. May it bring joy to our collective lives. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 128, For All That Is Our Life.
And let us part with these words by Frederick E. Gillis. May the love that overcomes all differences, that heals all wounds, that puts to flight all fears, that reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us, now and always. Amen. Blessed be. Thank you to Matt and Renee and the CUC Choir for all the lovely music today. Thank you for Alie for helping me create this service. Thank you to Phil and John for doing the tech. Thank you to all of you who did coffee hour today. George did coffee hour today. Thank you, George. And Pastoral Care for doing coffee for us today. Please stay and enjoy some lovely yummies here at coffee hour and some connection. For those of you that are doing the new UU class with me, we will start at 12 in my office down at 105 Fairview. So be well.